Hi guys, welcome back. We are going to start reading our next book. The title of the book is Hose. The author of the book is Louis Sacher. That information is also on the pages in front of you. Remember, at any time you can always go and download these modified pages along with the question and answer. We are going to actually be reading from an adapted version of the book, and all that means is we will not have as much text, but we will still have the same content. So let's go ahead and start our book. In this book, it's broken down into parts. So we're going to start with part 1. Part 1 says, you are entering Camp Green Lake. So that's how we're starting. We're actually going to read chapters 1 through 3 today, and then when we finish, we're going to go ahead and do our question and answer session. Alright, so is everybody ready? The judge gave Stanley Yelnats a choice. He could go to jail or to Camp Green Lake. Stanley's family was poor. He had never been to camp. He thought he might make some friends and get to swim in the lake. He chose Camp Green Lake. Camp Green Lake is for bad boys. They dig holes all day. Stanley didn't know the lake was dried up. It was hot and there was no shade. Now, pay attention. The pictures help us get through this. So here's our picture of Stanley. This is what a lake looks like, but remember it just said Camp Green Lake is actually dried up, and the boys there, they're in trouble, and the judge has sent them. So what they have to do because they're in trouble is dig holes all day long. Camp Green Lake had rattlesnakes and scorpions. There were also the very dangerous yellow-spotted lizard. Its bite would kill you. Stanley and his family were not lucky. They blamed their trouble on his great-great-grandfather. A gypsy put a curse on Stanley's great-great-grandfather for breaking a promise. If something bad happened, his great-great-grandfather was blamed. So at Camp Green Lake, there were rattlesnakes. There were also scorpions and this very dangerous yellow-spotted lizard. Anytime the family had any kind of bad luck or trouble, they blamed Stanley's great-great-grandfather because he broke a promise to a gypsy and she put a curse on the whole family. So that concludes chapters 1 through 3. We're going to go ahead and look at the question and answer section. Remember, you can print this out. You do not have to. You do need paper and pencil so you can write your answers down though. So if you don't have paper and pencil or you don't have this printed, hit pause. Go grab paper and pencil, and then come back and finish doing the questions, and start doing the questions. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Question number 1. What is the title of the story? Is it Flying to Mars, Hatchet, or Hose? Take your time, write down the answer, hit pause if you need to. You're right. The title of this story is Hose. You should have written down Hose next to number 1 or circled it if you have the paper. Let's go ahead and look at question number 2. Who is the author of the book? Is it Gary Paulson, Louis Sacher, James Patterson. Make your choice. Yes, that's right. The author is Louis Sacher. So if you have this paper, you should have circled Louis Sacher or just written down Louis Sacher on your paper. Let's go ahead and look at number 3. Who is the main character of the story? Is that Stanley, grandfather, or the gypsy? Who is the main character? Good job. Stanley is the main character. We did talk about grandfather and the gypsy, but we didn't talk about them as much as we talked about Stanley. Stanley is the main character of this story. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at the next questions. If you aren't ready, hit pause. This isn't a rush. Take your time and come back and finish it. Number 4. Where is Stanley going? Is he going home? To Camp Green Lake? Or the circus? Where is Stanley going? Good job. Yep. He's going to Camp Green Lake. But remember, Lake Stride. But that's where he's going. That's where the judge is sending him. He was given the choice. You can go to Camp Green Lake or you can go to jail. Stanley chose Camp Green Lake. Let's look at question number 5. Why does Stanley's family blame all their troubles on his great-great-grandfather? He was a mean man. He had lots of money. Or he was cursed. Why does Stanley's family blame all of their troubles on his great-great-grandfather? Yes. Yep, they said he broke a promise to a gypsy and she cursed him and the whole family, so they blame him. Every time there's trouble or any kind of bad luck, they say it's because of our great-great-grandfather. Question number 6. This is our last question. Anytime you need to, you can always go back and review the questions. You can go back in the text and determine the correct answer. Number 6. What did Stanley's great-great-grandfather do to be cursed? Now, if you were listening, I just messed up and gave you the answer just a second ago. If you weren't listening, go back in the text and find it. What did Stanley's great-great-grandfather do to be cursed? He broke a promise. He stole money. He hurt others. So, make your choice. Circle your answer or write it down. Yes, he broke a promise. Now, let's look back really quick. This is the only one we're doing this with because this is our first chapter, or our first set of chapters. But the question asks, what did Stanley's great-great-grandfather do to be cursed? And back here, if you come back and look, you're going to see that they always blamed him. And it says that a gypsy put a curse on Stanley's great-great-grandfather for breaking a promise. So you can always find your answer if you go back to the text. The more chapters we do, the more often we'll go back and find our answers in the text. But for this first set of chapters, I just wanted to do it the one time. Okay, that finishes chapters 1 through 3 in wholes. We've gone over our questions. We've started our new book. And next time we'll do chapters 4, 5, and 6. Thanks, guys. See you later.